A family home in Buenos Aires, where a group of teenagers gather around a table just before dawn and decide to play with something they do not fully understand. A quiet winter week filled with unsettling dreams, where a daughter and her mother begin to feel the same growing dread. And a charming AirBNB in Texas, rented for a weekend, where the house seems welcoming enough at first, until a forgotten coaster. Sometimes the strangest things do not arrive without warning. Sometimes they start with a game. Sometimes they come through a dream. And sometimes they wait until the lights are off, the house is still, and you realize that something unseen may have noticed you first.
Summer's a gift. The gift of days that last a little longer. A brighter state of mind. So gift yourself a new Kia at the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. With specially tagged vehicles including the Sorrento, Sportage, Carnival, as well as the Niro Hybrid. All backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. So the gift of summer can keep on giving for summers to come. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Event ends 7/6/26. See dealer for warranty details.
This message is brought to you by Alloy Health. Let's be honest. Aging can come with some unwelcome changes. Sleep disruptions, hot flashes, brain fog. It can hit hard. And while menopause is inevitable, relief doesn't have to take years. Yet many women wait to seek help, often because they weren't told about options or didn't know where to go. Alloy makes it simple to get support. You'll fill out a quick intake form, connect with a menopause-specialized physician, and receive a personalized treatment plan, all online. Once approved, your prescription ships straight to your door with automatic refills. It's fast, accessible, and you get unlimited messaging with your doctor. Join the 95% of women who saw relief in the first 2 weeks. Head to myalloy.com and use code SXM to get $20 off your first order.
Stitch Fix. Stop shopping, get styled.
A+ on the outfit, Miss Turner. You are about to slay parent-teacher conferences.
Oh, these? Just the most perfect fitting jeans my stylist sent me.
Oh, hello, you, who didn't set one foot in a mall and still looks amazing.
Just share your size, style, and budget, and your stylist sends personalized looks right to your door. Stitch Fix. Get started today at stitchfix.com.
To my stylist, this look is dedicated to you. Thank you. Thank you.
Everyone's talking about protein lately, but how do you actually get enough of it? Muscle Milk. Muscle Milk has a great tasting new formula with no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or added colors. It's high quality, complete protein designed to support healthy muscles with fewer ingredients than the previous formula and 26 to 42 grams of protein. For when you're stuck in meetings or need a post-workout recovery. Available in chocolate, vanilla cream, cookies and cream, and strawberries and cream. Try the new great tasting Muscle Milk today. Available in stores nationwide. Muscle Milk. Protein for all.
Hey, sweetie, your mother showed me this Carvana thing for selling the car. I'm going to give it a try. Wish me luck. Me again. I put in the license plate. It gave me an offer. Unbelievable. Okay, I accepted the offer. They're picking it up Tuesday from the driveway. I haven't even left my chair. It's done. The car's gone. I'm holding a check. Anyway, Carvana, give it a whirl. Love ya.
So good, you'll want to leave a voicemail about it. Sell your car today on
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
Hello, I'm Sarah and welcome to the Whispering Woods Reddit and listener story episode. I've got 3 spooky Reddit stories to share today. I'll get straight into them. Are you ready for the first story? Ouija went wrong, and this story is from Loyalty Me Oblige. Thank you so much for letting us share it. This happened over 2 decades ago. My middle brother and his friends were at the end of a sleepover at home and about to play Ouija. We call it Juga de la Copa in Argentina. It's basically the same. You cut the letters yes, no, and use a champagne/wine glass. The rules are simple. My friends at school were doing it on sleepovers for the sake of playing with fire. Once you're finished, you must put a piece of paper under the glass without raising it. Open a window, remove the piece of paper and close that window. It was almost 6 a.m. I couldn't sleep anymore, given the noise they were making, and I had to leave soon for an internship, so I stood there, watching, just in case. I reminded them about the rules and to be extra careful. Our house previously belonged to my grandparents. They never lived there, but it's from the early 1900s. On top of everything, they were using a table that was passed down from my uncles to us. So it felt like too much emotional baggage already, so I joined in for a while. As per usual, nothing worth mentioning happened at first. Twice they were pretending to be a spirit until something shifted. The glass started to move randomly, very strongly, and we felt it was for real this time. Of course, everyone started accusing each other of pretending. I could hear the fear in their voices. The spirit refused to say its name, just confirmed it was a woman. And with every single question, it got more aggressive. A common question is whether he/she does not like anyone there, and it went automatically, strongly and sharply towards my brother. In hindsight, we should have stopped right there, but I didn't force them, and I should have, especially since I had to leave soon. Before leaving, I made them promise to say goodbye and to perform all the precautions I suggested, and he knew very well. They were 15. They didn't. They just raised the glass and went to bed. A week later, weird things started happening. As I previously mentioned, it's an old townhouse in Buenos Aires with a private entrance by long stairs towards the first floor. This will be important later. Doors started opening without being opened. The boards would creak as somebody was walking, but those rooms were empty. Things started to move randomly or fall without any reason. My siblings were scared, and so was I. They told my parents, but my father would say it's cloudy when it's sunny, and my mother is actually worse when it comes to denial. Then the TV started to act weird too. They would switch channels in an odd order, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, etc. It was always in an odd number order. My mother would claim the TV was not working properly, but we knew better. Then it would turn on and off, just because. It felt like whatever was there was escalating. A couple of times I saw someone standing in the kitchen from a different window, with their back to the window, long dark curly hair and a white top. She was turning. I screamed. No one was there. The computer room had a door that led to a balcony that was permanently shut with a lock. Once, without me noticing, it opened completely. The whole situation started late in 2004 and finished in March 2006, but it got much worse. Terror movie worse. One night, I was awakened when something sat on my bed. I gasped, but whatever it was started touching me, making circles on my leg. I almost fainted, but I started praying. It stopped, but after calming down, I started sleeping with the lights on. My siblings claimed to feel someone pushing their beds or sitting on them, or hearing something in the rooms when no one was there. Lights would turn on and off, just because. The faucets would also open without anyone being there. the kitchen one activated while I was talking to a friend by phone, and she heard it too, because I was the only person at home. By then, I had my first external witness. Another friend came to visit. We left to buy some things. And by the time we got back, the entrance's faucet was completely open. I could see the water running under the main entrance's door before I opened it. I assumed my parents got back from the country, but they hadn't. Something else had opened it. I began to notice whatever was there was reacting to big emotional moments in our place. And finally, the worst one. My brother was watching something on the TV and the power went out. But the TV turned on again. There was like a white shadow that went from one side to another without ever stopping. But the times he stared at the TV, it would stare back like watching him. The TV was super bright. My brother was also terrified. The whole area was without electricity for a while, so there was simply no way for that to happen. My brother said that it was something like out of the Ring movie. By then he was dating a girl whose father was pretty spiritual. He told him about what was going on, and he claimed he was going to check, whatever that meant. Days later, he told him someone was trapped at our home, and it was becoming more powerful each day. He promised to get rid of her. Yes, it was a her. And days later, it felt like something lifted. The house felt lighter, more peaceful. He promised my brother it was gone, and so it was. My nephews once mentioned the wish to play it, and my brother basically shouted at them he would murder them if they did. Memories never fade, I guess. Just stay away from the Ouija board. Everyone, I know that some people do use them to talk to the dead and sort of analyse the answers and really do a deep dive into it. I'm too frightened, though I must admit that I have got a spirit board, which is a bit different. I have like a whatchamacallit, you know? One of those things, a pendulum, that was the word I was looking for. And I do sometimes ask my spirit board questions, because in my mind it's not a Ouija board, okay? That's what I say to myself and I'm allowed to do it. And touch wood, I've not felt anything bad from it. And I'm very polite, always, always very polite. Are you ready for the second story? Both me and my mother had a weird feeling of danger, and it saved my dad's life. And this story is from Sweaty Ad 4829. Thank you so much for letting us share it. Well, this happened almost half a year ago, but only now I'm processing it and connecting all the dots together. Just for context, some of my family situation. Me and my younger brother are living with our grandma. Mum and dad live separately, both in their own apartments, but we're all located very close to each other. Mum and dad are not together, but they have a nice calm partnership and hang out together often. With this said, moving to the paranormal experience itself. At the end of winter, I started having strange dreams. They were lonely and very hostile. It was always a town full of cars and traffic, but if you look closely, you couldn't find any people around. I mean, cars were moving, the city buzzed with noise, but there were absolutely no people to produce this noise. I started waking up each night, dreaming about the same scenario, and with a horrible feeling of dread. A feeling that I can't even fully describe. Like I knew I must do something, but I just couldn't grasp what. I started sleeping worse and worse each night, and each day this dream started being more and more awful. Now there were wrecked, flaming cars around the town, and the overall mood of this dream started getting more dark and surreal. By the end of the 2 weeks of having this dream, my dad started appearing in it. Each night I would close my eyes and dream about something horrible happening to him over and over again. It was a different scenario each day. Calls from hospital, floods, tsunamis, hurricanes, car crashes, all this crazy stuff people dream about, but it always included only me and my dad. I'm a pretty anxious person overall, but my dreams always were an escape for me. I almost never had bad dreams in my life. It started really messing up my sleep schedule, and I woke up sore and grumpy every morning. My mum started having troubles with sleep too, but I didn't ask her why at that moment. So one day, by the end of the 3rd week of horrible nightmares, I decided to book an appointment with my therapist, thinking that maybe she could find the reason that my brain decided to behave this way. I wake up, jump on a bus, and finally talk to somebody about the dream situation. I never told anyone what was happening before talking to my therapist. I didn't want to make my family worry. I start explaining to her what's happening, and right in the middle of our session, I get this nasty, sticky feeling of absolute horror washing over me. Everything was fine. I knew something wasn't right. As I'm sitting there at my therapist's cabinet, I get a feeling that I must get home right now. I ended up running away 10 minutes before the end of our time, sprinted to the bus stop, and while waiting for the bus, I texted my dad that I wanted to see him today. We had zero plans for that day, and I knew he's probably somewhere in the town, playing chess or something. God, I barely even text him. Usually I just call or straight up walk to his apartment. I have a key, without a warning. The bus arrives. I finally start getting closer to home. And somewhere in the middle of this ride, my mum calls me and tells me that she's left work early to meet my dad. I'm thinking, strange. She never leaves early unless absolutely necessary. But I know everything is all right, yes? I called him a couple of times while riding the bus, but he didn't answer, which was, again, totally normal, as I thought he must be in the pub playing chess as usual on Thursdays. Only thing that wasn't right were my dreams and screaming intuition that I brushed off as anxiety. Another half an hour later, I walk home to my grandma's place to drop my stuff and go see Dad. And at the exact same moment, my mum walks in too. She's not very happy, and I clearly see that she was crying a couple of minutes ago. Turned out, while I was riding the bus home and my mum was heading off her work, my dad had a stroke. It all happened in the span of an hour. Both me and my mum had this feeling of panic at the same time, but she was faster to react because she was much closer to home. She was at my dad's place, right in time to find him and call an ambulance. Then immediately went to my grandma's to tell us what happened. We sat in the kitchen to talk a little, and she told me something that made my skin crawl. She was having the exact same dream as me, slightly different scenarios, but it had absolutely the same progression. First week, slightly unsettling. Second, more alarming. Third, my dad started appearing in it. She wasn't sleeping well because of these nightmares. The fact that it all happened right after I finally told someone about this was shocking too. My dad is a perfectly healthy guy without any health issues. He never even broke a bone or anything. Both me and my mum had absolutely no reason to be at this place at this moment, even this whole day. For some reason, our brains just randomly synchronized to save this man at all cost. He was able to fully recover fairly quickly because he was at the hospital right in time for doctors to help him. To this day, I have absolutely no idea what was happening. I'm so used to being skeptical about everything paranormal, but I have zero possible explanation about why we both sprinted home from two different sides of the town at the same time, and why we were having these weird dreams. I really want to believe that my dad just has a very weird guardian angel who likes to mess with people's brains. Knowing this man, his guardian angel, is probably a prankster just like him. That was a really nice story, because two dreams, two completely different people, or well, I say completely different, but a mother and a child, there is something in common, obviously. Having a dream to save Dad, that is great, isn't it? Because obviously, if they hadn't shown up, then we might not be telling the same story. Are you ready for the third and final story? Haunted AirBNB. And this story is from Green Temperature 57. Thanks so much for letting us share it. Wife and I rented an Airbnb in Conroe, Texas, for a wedding we recently attended. It was a nice home in a nice neighbourhood. We really lucked out. It was well maintained, even though the furnishings and decorations were from another era. Think 50s with a 70s update. Then another recent update, likely to make it presentable as a rental. As we got comfortable, we surmised that it was likely an elderly relative who recently passed, and the family that inherited it decided to do short-term rentals. We noticed there were a lot of coasters on all the tables. We got the hint and were sure to use them. At one point, we even started, for fun, to express out loud something along the lines of, "Don't worry, Grandma, we're using the coasters." The first night was uneventful, and we woke up and spent most of the day at the wedding. Came back late and got ready for bed. Wife and I prefer to sleep in separate rooms, mostly because I snore, but also for the comfort of having your own schedule. I tend to go to bed earlier. I said goodnight and brought a glass of water to the bedroom. I put the cup on the nightstand and crawled under the comforter. As soon as I was tucked in, I heard the cup fall and bounce around quite a bit. I thought it was odd, as I didn't see a way that it could have been knocked. I got out of bed to clean up the mess and immediately noticed I didn't use a coaster. Without even thinking, I said, "Sorry, Grandma," as I wiped up the spilled water. But when I looked for the cup, it was dead centre under the bed, standing straight up. I was unable to reach it and needed a broom to gather it in the morning. I genuinely felt that something odd happened. I get back in bed and drift off to sleep. At some unknown hour, there was a loud, close-sounding bang and a terrifying shriek sound. I've never in my life shot straight up from the dead of sleep. That is exactly what I did. From dead to the world to sitting straight up and wide awake. I got out of bed, did a quick lap around the house, and not seeing anything out of sorts, go back to bed. I'm telling my story to my wife in the morning, and she looks almost pale. She said she also heard a loud bang in the middle of the night that startled her awake. She didn't recall a shriek, but she said the bang sounded right outside the wall, and it terrified her. One thing we can figure is that Grandma threw a tantrum for my lack of using the coaster. I kind of wanted to leave a short version of this story on the review, but felt it better just to give 5 stars. and let future guests know what a charming house it is.
School's almost out, and at Abercrombie Kids, new warm weather staples are in. It's a one-stop shop for everything on their checklist, like tees, shorts, and swim. So planning what they'll wear is a breeze. For outfits that keep up with them and easier mornings for you, stop by Abercrombie Kids. Shop in the app, online, and in stores.
Don't you wish everything was more rewarding? With Rakuten, almost everything is. You can earn cash back on those shoes you've been wanting. You can save on the next trip you book. You can cash in on groceries. Just shop your favorite brands and save. It's that easy. And there are several ways to get paid, including PayPal, check, points, and gift cards. So go ahead. Take a trip. Fill that cart. Join a world of rewards. Go to Rakuten.com or get the app.
I love the sound of this Airbnb. Sounds right up my street. The decor, I can imagine it. Yep, I'm there. But please remember to use the coasters. I think we've probably all known somebody in our lives that insist that we use the coasters. Now, I get it. My coffee table has got, it's from the 70s, so it's got tiles on it. But I get it, because if you've got wood, your coffee cup will stain that table. So best to use those coasters. Well, that's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed, and we will catch you again on Sunday for the After Dark. Take care, everyone.
School's almost out, and at Abercrombie Kids, new warm weather staples are in. It's a one-stop shop for everything on their checklist, like tees, shorts, and swim. So planning what they'll wear is a breeze. For outfits that keep up with them and easier mornings for you, stop by Abercrombie Kids. Shop in the app, online, and in stores.
While every other channel is fighting for your customers' attention, podcasts are where they've already given it. No one accidentally listens to a podcast for 45 minutes. They choose to be here. They trust the voice in their ears, and when that voice talks about your brand, it doesn't sound like advertising. It sounds like a recommendation from a friend. Acast gives you that trust at scale. Digital precision, host-read authenticity, and performance data that proves it worked. Don't fight for attention. Buy it with Acast. Learn more by visiting acast.com/advertise.
The stories told on the Whispering Woods are inspired by historical records, witness reports, and local folklore. While every effort is made to research and represent events accurately, some details, names, and locations may differ from official accounts or have been changed out of respect for those involved. These episodes are created for storytelling and entertainment purposes and should not be considered definitive fact or investigative journalism.